Hello, everyone, and welcome to a First Impression Sports Talk interview session. My name is Jasmine Pollock. I'm the host, and we have a great guest for you guys, so let's get started.
Welcome to Jasmine Pollock's First Impression Sports Talk, the fastest growing sports talk show in the country. And now, here's your host, Jasmine Pollock.
Welcome back to Jazz's First Impression Sports Talk. And to kick the evening off, I have a great guest for you guys. One of my good friends, classmates. We're going to walk together in next month in April on graduation. So let's bring in the guest, Akem. We've been trying to set this up for the longest time. Guys, literally like a whole week, we were trying to set this up, but we are here. We are ready to talk. So Akem, introduce yourself to the people. Tell them who you are and just give us your whole spiel.
Okay, so I'm Coach Akem JnPierre. I'm defensive back coach at Sebring High School. I'm a Warner alumni. I went to school with Jasmine. We had class together. And we're going to be walking together this April coming up. So I'm looking forward to that. I started at Warner in 2020. I finished school there and got my bachelor's in sport management, and I'm looking forward to what God has for us.
Amazing. And I'm really excited because now there's a whole new chapter we're about to embark on. But I wanted to ask you, what was your college experience like? Being that we're almost at the finish line, we're right there and it's next month. How has your experience been in college?
Well, my experience in college has actually been, it's been trying. Of course, but just pushing through those tough times, things are going to get in our way. We're going to have obstacles in the process of getting that degree. But it's about enduring, and that's something that I'm big on, just pushing through it. College has not been easy, but each and every day, I'm waking up with a purpose. Every day, waking up with a purpose, trying to get things done, and just having that that community around to help and guide you, because we can't do it on our own. We need help, and that was the biggest thing for me, having that helping hand, having those resources and using those resources that will help along the way to get to that degree.
Right, absolutely. And I agree with everything you just said. I'm just glad that, we're there. We're like right there. Yeah. It's right around the corner. Yes. And I'm really excited for it. And of course, that's the whole point of life. We have challenging times, but it's all about our faith and making sure we keep our head on straight and continue to push forward and strive and evolve. But I want to ask you, being that you're a coach now, and what's that process like? Now you were the player, now you're the coach. What was that experience like? Because this is a very rare thing where you have guys as young as you who played college football, and now you're coaching high schoolers. What has the process been like about that? How is that?
So the process, me still being young, it's not like I just came from the NFL and I'm, 38, 40 years old. I'm young. I'm only 24 years old. So I'm new at this, so the process, it's kind of like I still have that athlete, mentality, and I'm trying to bring it towards, how can I put it in the coaching perspective now? Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to, so whatever the players go through, I can understand, because I'm not far from it. I just got out of it, so whatever they're going through, whatever they're needing to learn, I'm able to, I still have that the mindset of, okay, I just got done with that. I just came, so it hasn't been hard at all, because I'm fresh out, so I still have the knowledge. I still know what they go through. I'm still able to relate. And that's the biggest thing, being able to relate to them, and me being at a young age. So I understand. I know, what it takes, to help those guys and relate to them.
Right. And that's a powerful thing, because you're still learning yourself too. And you're able to teach what you know from what you learned and your experiences through these young players and different things like that. So as a coach now, what has been some of the most challenging aspects of being a coach? Like if somebody, like say for instance, someone like myself or anybody, just hypothetically speaking, wants to become a coach and they're coaching high school football, what is some of the advice you would give them, about challenging things, how to work around these young athletes and how to better them? What is some advice that you have?
One thing I would say that has helped me, that I would give advice to someone else coming into coaching at the high school level, is being vulnerable to those guys, because they want to be able to understand who you are. Because if I just come there and I'm coaching them, it's kind of hard for them to take in what I say, because they need to know your history, they need to know your story, they need to know, okay, he's been through it, I know I can do it too. And they need somebody that's just going to push them and mentor them, and just tell them, you know what, I've been through that, I know what it takes, I know. So my advice is to them, be vulnerable, being vulnerable to those younger guys, so that they can see you for who you are. And that's one of the
That's great advice too. Like I feel like being that, you're now a leader of the youth, essentially. You're a role model, you're a mentor to them, and they listen to you like, man, this guy played college ball, he knows what it takes and the work to put in and how to make me a better player. And that's powerful, because us being at our age, we're innovators, we're leaders, we're trying to lead the next generations. And us being able to have the opportunity to do that, we want to take those opportunities very quickly. But so you're at Sebring, correct?
Yes.
Sebring High School. So that was the school you went to.
Yeah.
So do you see some of your old teachers, some old staff members are like, oh, Akeem, what's up? Like, do you see that? How's that process been?
I'm not yet. I'm also going to be I'm in the process of being a teacher there right now.
Oh, wow.
But already, you can see, not much has, I don't want to say it has been a drastic change or anything, but you still see the same faces, and they're like, hey, King, so they're not, it's not new. I'm not new to them.
Right.
So they know, the type of guy that I was, and that helps my credibility as well.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And being at your old high school, I mean, that's really cool. Now, I have some things to talk to you about. So about, let's say, back in 2021, yes, your high school actually played my high school, which is Clearwater High School. And
wow,
this was the playoffs. This was the first time in history that we went deep in the playoffs.
Okay.
Out of all the schools in our area, in the Pinellas County area, you guys came down and actually beat us by a field goal. Yep. And we were in pain because it was a packed crowd. I mean, This is the first time a Pinellas County school went that far in the playoffs and did well. And you guys sent us home. Yeah. And I was just like, wow. Yeah. And then I think it's before me and you became friends, because I'm like, man, Sebring, really? So that whole thing was just crazy, but it's all water on the bridge. I'm gonna leave it alone. It's okay.
Hopefully it ain't no beef or nothing.
No beef at all. But it was a great game overall. But we just got outmanned, which was it was really sad. But when we look at you becoming a teacher, that you were saying, what does it take to be a good teacher? Because I know my mom is a teacher and she has her perspective on it. What about you? What is your perspective on being a good teacher, and what do you want to change for you specifically in the school system, and how do you separate yourself to be one of the best teachers to these young students?
One I would obviously say about that one, rather than what I say, it's not rather what I say, but it's what I do. Because I can say, you know what, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, but it's actually the life that I live and leading those guys. And I don't have to say anything to them, but when they see my life and when they see what I do in my life, that they can say, you know what, Akeem was this, Akeem was that. He didn't have to tell us to do that, but he just showed what he said.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He just showed it. He didn't have to tell us. So that's the biggest thing that I believe as a teacher is very important.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't have to, You know, it's much rather than what we say. Sorry, much rather what we do as leaders than what we say.
Right. Absolutely. And I agree with that because right now, the whole landscape, I'm not going to get into specifics, but education is completely changing now,
Yes,
with a lot of different things with the politics. They're dealing with different things, different curriculums, a lot of
yes,
different things like that. But we should still be able to, teachers should still, in a form or in a way, be role models to young students and really become like, instead of like you said, like, oh, don't do this, do your assignments, this is due tomorrow, that kind of thing, but being able to have open dialogue with your students and
yes,
getting their perspective on things so you can teach
yes,
them and help them and guide them and be
yes.
that role model that they need and that leader. And I think that's very awesome that you are going that field, because I think you're a very inspiring person,
Yes.
someone that students can talk to, somebody that's, been there and done that and say, listen, this is what I went through, this is what I know, and I want to give my knowledge to you guys so that you guys can go prosper in the world, which is a very powerful thing. And we need more of this, more dialogue to talk
Oh,
about people and leadership and different things like that, because it's good. I feel like, especially our generation, I feel like we have a
yeah.
lot of great leaders. I do.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that,
Yeah.
based off of what we went through as kids and we're growing up, and then
Yeah.
now, okay, we're able to do a lot of great things. So I'm really
Yeah.
happy about that. But let's
Yes.
get into post college. So being that
Okay.
we're graduating in April,
Mhm.
where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years from now? What does life look like for Akeem?
5, 10 years from now, let's start at 5 years. 5 years, I still see myself teaching, coaching. Um, Possibly it may not be at Sebring. I don't want to say it will be or not because I still don't know the future. But where I see myself at is coaching, but not at just defensive backs right now, but possibly as defensive coordinator or so forth. And it may be at Sebring or may not be. I may even be at the college level by then. I'm not
Mhm.
sure, but in 5 years, I see myself as I'm getting another see myself getting another master's degree because I'm in the process of getting a master's degree right now. But I see myself getting another master's degree on top of that. And also because I'm in the teaching field, so I want to get it in education leadership
Mhm.
for my master's. So I don't want to stop. And that's one thing about it, too. In the next 5 to 10 years, I don't want to stop my education. I want to keep learning and keep growing. So that's
Right.
something also that I see myself doing is continue to learn and continue to grow so that I can help so the things that have been poured into me can be poured into the youth as well. So
Absolutely.
yes,
Absolutely. And that's a great goal because, you know, I get, like, that question, people like, man, I don't even know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Like, that kind of thing. So five,
yeah,
10 years from now, so many things could change. But I'm glad that you already have like your goals and what you want and your vision, because your vision staying the same. I don't know where I'm gonna be, but I know this is still what I want to do. This is
yes.
where I'm going, but you're striving for that, and that's a powerful thing.
Mhm.
What We're both faithful people, spiritual people, God-fearing people. Where How has your faith
Huh.
got you to this point today? Being a
Ooh,
coach, aspiring to be a teacher, how has your faith done wonders for you?
well, it all goes back to when the thing my give my testimony. I've gone through some tough times in my life, and it was nothing but my faith that got me here. um, because it was some trying times, and it's times where I thought I wouldn't be able to, take some things in that I took in, and I've been in, car accidents. Um, in 2018, I had gotten a bad car accident, and I got arrested that same night. You know, and I was facing a felony charge. Couldn't find anywhere to work. I was in Jacksonville at the time. And that was depressing. That was
Mhm.
depressing. I couldn't find a work. I couldn't find work. I was dealing with mental battles and everything like that. You know, being Baker acted, things like that. People wouldn't even think of. But
Mm,
my faith got me here where I am today. My
absolutely.
faith, by my faith. And I thank God for how he changed my life because I could have been dead, I could have been here, but it's him who kept me. And that's what helped build my faith in him, because if I relied on myself, if I relied on myself, I couldn't do what where I am today. It's not by
Right.
my might, but it's by his spirit. So
Right.
God helped me along this journey.
Powerful. That's all I have to say. Like that's a powerful testimony that you had, and it's good that young men at your high school is going to be able to have conversations, even young women too, being able to have conversations. You being on my platform, giving your testimony and just talking to people and telling the people, this is what I went through. This is why I'm here, because of my faith. And we can all say that, like our faith is what kept us all together, essentially.
Yeah.
Like faith is what got us here in this moment.
Yes.
Just being able to have this conversation, being able to talk about it, which is so, so powerful. And that's why I push, because we need platforms to talk about these things and be able to just speak positively and manifest so many different things. It's such a powerful thing that we're able to talk about this. And like I said, faith got us here already. It got us in this moment. So it's a powerful thing. But another question, at Warner, would you plan on like coming back to Warner and working with Warner on campus, doing something with the football team or any other team, just working with them and donating stuff back? Because I know, we know about Dr. Craig. He always talks about, hey, donate back to the communications department. Don't forget about me. Would you do something like that?
No doubt about it, because I believe the pouring that has been installed, Dr. Craig, oh my goodness. Woo. Especially, just those people, Dr. Craig Mount, those guys that have, helped me along the way and, pulled me, Dean Weathers. There's so many people that were willing to help me along my way. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for those people that helped me along the way. So it's no doubt, if I had the opportunity, I would.
Right.
Of course, but my first thing here is, my priority is Sebring High School, because I would find it hard for me to go here, but I don't want to ever forget, this is where I came from, Sebring. That's where I was born and raised. And if I do get the opportunity, to coach at Warner, or or to teach at Warner, be a professor there one day, hey.
It would be amazing, right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm so thankful that we're able to have this conversation. I know I said before that we've been waiting to have this interview, because it's more than just an interview. It's literally a conversation. We're having an open dialogue about a multitude of different things, college, sports, and different things like that. But us having this conversation is a powerful moment. But I wanted to ask you too, like, if you could go back 10 years from now and tell your younger self something, what would you tell them? What would you tell a young Akeem at 14 years old?
Something I would tell myself when I was 14 years old: be around people who are on the same mission as you. That's one thing I try to tell people, and I tell them now: be with people that are there where you're trying to get to, or that's trying to get to that same place you're trying to get to. When I was 14 years old, that was 10 years ago. When I was in high school, coming up in high school, I always had questions like, how can I get to the NFL? How can I do this? How can I do that? So my first thing was, I'm just going to let it come to me, rather than trying to find out what step can I take to get here, to get there, so I never thought about it that way. Rather than, hey, I know an NFL player over there, here and there. Let me just hit them up and see if I can work out with them and just pick from their mind and see how they do that. I didn't think that way. That's not the way I thought. But if I was there now and had the mindset that I had now, of course. Hey, when you working out? when you working, hey, give me a call. Hey, I need help on this. I need help on that. You know, hey, study film. I need you to help me study film and, you know, this and that, you know, because it's necessary. If I know I'm trying to get somewhere, I wanna be around those people that's already there.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. And I like that advice. Just going back, you know, saying surrounding yourself with multitude of people. I could say that same thing for myself at, you know, well, 10 years ago I was 13 because you're a year older than me. But if I could tell my younger self, I would say don't stress and don't try to do everything at once.
Yeah.
I agree when you said let things happen. Don't try to jump on everything. Just allow things to happen naturally and really stay focused. Stay focused. That's what I would have told my 13-year-old self, to make sure, like, hey, set your goals, know what you want, and strive to them. Of course, have your faith and,
Yes.
you know, trust in God that He would deliver you to that moment. You know, so these conversations, I'm going to continue to say it, these conversations are so important because it's a way to get a multitude of perspective. You have a perspective that I might not have, and I have a perspective you may not have, and we're able to have that dialogue and talk and show the people where our thoughts are. But we have the same bottom line, the same commonality with our faith, our vision, our goals, and different things like that. And I feel like, and I know there's people around campus that give Warner a bad rep. I've given Warner a bad rep. And I think in certain instances it can get, like, you know, it scratches your head a bit. Okay, Warner, what are you doing? But I have built some of the best friendships here at school and built those one-on-one connections with professors. Would you agree with that?
Yes, most definitely. You know, and that's one thing I can really, like, that's one of the things that I could really say too about how great my experience has been at Warner University. I've made tons tons of relationships with guys and females there that I'm next 20 years, hey, you know, maybe, you know, Lord's willing at my wedding, hey, you invited, you know,
right?
Because that's it. That relationship is not just for, you know, here, you know, once I leave, it's over with. You
right,
know?
Absolutely.
And the thing about it is, I still come to Warner and I say, you know, and I chill with the guys and we'll have a good time, you know, because it's a lifelong relationship. It's not just for, you know, the moment, or, you know, hey, later down the line, hey, one of you guys might be, you know, my kid's godfather or something, you know, so that's
right. Absolutely.
That's how it is.
And I don't take these moments for granted, because I'm one of those people. I believe in friendships. I believe in healthy, solid friendships with people and building connections on so many different ways. And I feel like once we graduate, it's good. We're still going to be some form in each other's lives because we built such a good foundation as friends. Like, shout out to Remy. I know she was supposed to be here, but I know she has some stuff going on. But that is literally, like, I've had multitude of best friends throughout my whole life. When I first met her, I did not think that would be my best friend. I did not think that me and her would be as close as we are now. I just, you know, hey girl, you know, keep it pushing. But somehow, some way, we are best friends. And even you, like, I don't even remember how we became friends. I genuinely do not think. Maybe we had a class and then we just, like, okay, classmates, you know, Dr. Craig. It probably was Dr. Craig. I have a feeling it was Dr. Craig. But building those connections, that's why I feel like for young people, whoever's watching, it's important to build connections, especially as you get older. Having friends are so important, like good, solid friendships. I'm not talking about a bunch of friends. I'm not just talking, oh, I go out with this person and nothing. No, I mean solid friends that you can have open dialogue like this about. Friends that you can, that help you strive to be better, who give you many opportunities. Say, hey, I think you would be good for this. You should try this out. That type of thing. Those good friendships that are years, years down the line, that will become helpful. Those are powerful. And you can't change them. You know, there's a lot of good people that I've met at this school. And I'm thankful for that. And even though I'm ready to go, I am ready to go. I'm ready to graduate. But it's still the moment of I'm still gonna have a tie to Warner. I'm still gonna have a connection there with Warner for sure. But Akeem, that wraps up this show.
I appreciate
you.
And
of course, thank you. Anytime you want to come on, you can come on. I'm more for you to have you on because we always have great conversations, and I'm glad we were able to sit here and have a phenomenal talk about a multitude of things. So thank you.
I appreciate you. And thanks for having me.
Everyone, I will see you guys on Monday for more sports talk. We're going to get into a lot of different things. We're going to get into basketball, NCAA, the tournament is coming up, and a lot of things are going on with that. We're definitely going to talk about the trades and the free agency drama that's going on in the NFL. There's a lot to talk about, but we'll see you guys on Monday for First Impression Sports Talk at 3:30. Have a good one.